everybody, what's happening? Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me, your homegirl Ladosha Wright, the author of Curly Hair Adventures and What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, as well as the Beauty and Barber Survival Plan. And of course, that is a free ebook download that's available on my Patreon page, which I'm working out some glitches right now. So thank you all so very much for supporting me. And again, if you like the information that you're watching or receiving on my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell, and then of course, hit that good old-fashioned like button or thumbs up. You can also drop your questions in the chat or your comments or any topic that you want me to cover. I will make sure that I do that. I would also like to thank all of the wonderful people who are actually making hair appointments to come and see me here at the Remix Design Team Hair Salon. People are traveling from near and far, so I would like to thank you for not only coming to see me, but my wonderful, array of colleagues who I admire immensely. So we all thank you in advance so much for supporting us as entrepreneurs and people who just love hair. So let's hop right into the topic of loving hair. And this is about something that's a little bit opposite of loving, and it's called hair shaming. I know. Hair shaming is a very, very difficult topic because people don't understand, and sometimes they just don't realize the trauma, the emotional pain, just all the feelings that are evoked, from hair shaming. So what is hair shaming? Hair shaming is just what it is. You literally look at a person's hair, the condition of it, the style of it, and you just have this visceral response that you make it very apparent that you dislike. So if you see some hair, a hairstyle that's, opposite of what you like, you probably go, what the heck is on that head? If you see hair that's in a condition that's other than what you think it should be, oh my Lord, what's wrong, with his or her hair? Another one, you need to comb that baby's head. Another one, is that hairstyle for a guy or a girl? Another one is, your hair is so nappy. You need to do something with that nappy ass head. So all of this is hair. Are you black? Are you white? I mean, what are you? These are all comments and overtures and undertures and all of these comments and expressions that makes the person who is receiving the information, be it written, or spoken, or just in nonverbal communication, stuff like ew, or that makes the receiver of that feel very bad. Hair shaming is also extremely traumatizing. As you all know, from me being the author of What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, Curly Hair Adventures, even being a hairstylist, I've made it no big secret that my background prior to becoming a licensed cosmetologist is actually in social science. I was a former outreach worker. So while I'm not qualified to do any diagnosis, provide any therapy, write any prescriptions, I was definitely on the front line as an intercedent. Our agency was the preferred, agency to go into homes and do what we call reunify families. And so that's and all of our work was written off, signed off by licensed instruction social workers and other qualified clinicians. So we definitely worked hand in hand with people who were responsible for offering mental health and support to families, individuals, and most certainly communities. So hair shaming definitely has some mental, psychosocial, psychosis. There are some effects that happens when you say bad things to people about their hair or you make comments. So the social media platform, unfortunately, has become a very open, it's just a way for renegades to come in and say really horrible things about people's hair who doesn't look the way they think it should look. As a creator of videos, my goal here is to really help you guys understand, to offer hair advice, to give you hair care tips, and of course to really address the mental health around hair, because it is very real. After all, that's how my career was inspired. So it's really, really important that we walk away from hair shaming. It's really, really important that we be mindful of the comments that we type. I understand there's a huge concern that people have about social media restricting, taking away comments, that people are writing that we all, might feel is a freedom of speech, but we have to be very careful when we're saying bad things about people, even if it is our opinion. And you know what I say about opinions, they are most certainly like cell phones. Everybody has one, so you are most certainly entitled to your opinion. Well, at least on this platform, even if I disagree, you are entitled to your opinion. However, we still want to be mindful of the people who are receiving, our comments, whether we write them, whether we say them, or whether we verbally, non-verbally, rather, we communicate them. We have to be responsible, with what we're conveying to other people. And, I'm going to lean towards, if you have nothing nice to say, then what? Don't say anything at all unless you can find a nice way to say it. On this platform, again, you are entitled to your opinions. And of course, you are more than welcome to ask any questions about what you see in the videos of my job. It here is to help explain those to you. Hair care, like life in general, you're going to have some faux pas. If you cut your hand or you burn your hand while cooking, you wouldn't say to a person, oh, you can never cook my food because you burned your hand, or oh, you're an unqualified cook, or you're going to be so horrible as a cook because you burned your hand. No more than when you see a person whose hair is on a journey of recovery. As a licensed cosmetologist, before being a licensed cosmetologist, or just drop all the labels, just being a human, I can't tell y'all how many times I done jacked this hair up on my head. Sometimes I'm amazed that it's even still here, because I've done some horrible things to my hair. Also, as cosmetologists, we like to practice on each other. We try things on ourselves, and sometimes, ooh, Lord, things just don't work out, and so we've shamed each other about it. Like, what was you thinking, you idiot? So we understand that people do have opinions about what they see, what they look at, but you have to understand that you don't have some responsibility greater than to yourself when you're making comments to people about their hair, when you see hairstyles or conditions of hair that's opposite of what you think, the hair should or should not be. And that's what I want to say about hair shaming, is that it's very, very hurtful to the people who are receiving it. We don't know what a person is going through, with their hair. Some people actually have mental health issues that actually prevents them from being able to do anything with their hair by way of managing it. So some people are depressed. Some people actually have psychosis and clinical issues, but they still come to the hair salon. You'd be surprised how many people cannot verbally communicate, have no comprehension of, the English language, or nonverbal or verbal communication, but their loved one still brings them to the hair salon, and they have hair issues. You'd also be surprised how many people have limited range of motions. They can't use their fingers. Sometimes they don't have sensations, in their fingers. So you got to understand there's a lot that takes place with what you see on a person's head that's beyond, the superficialness that's associated with looking cute, okay? So that concludes my topic about hair shaming. Be mindful. You are entitled to your opinion on this platform, but understand that that, you know what, hurt people, okay? So watch what you say. It can happen to anybody. Like I said, I'm human. Drop my cosmetology, drop my trichology, drop all my social sciences. I'd inject this head up 1,000 times and I'm gonna jack it up some more. And I'm subject to people saying, not Ladosha. Hey, I'm just Kilolo, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes we mess up our hair. Be careful with hair shaming. It has a very, very notorious history and not so user-friendly past, especially here in America. The language that we use to describe hair is not very good, but I understand it's cultural and it's personal. But as a professional, I think I would be kind of out of order to not address the topic of hair shaming, especially on the YouTube platform, because I see some, I read some comments that I don't think I would put that, I wouldn't want that paper trail to follow me back, because some of it is beyond an opinion. Some of it is just outright slanderous. It's outright offensive, you know, and at the helm of it, it's outright hurtful. It is emotionally traumatizing to read that someone has written something very bad about your hair, not even knowing the backdrop to why your hair is in that condition. So I wanted to give you guys some context behind, you know, what you might be seeing. A lot of YouTubers are also putting it right up front. Do not make a comment negative about this person. Some of them are explaining to you, some people were homeless, you know, some people were coming out of a deep depression, some people were, you know, hospitalized, comatose, they couldn't do anything with their hair, so they're giving you some information beforehand. Some people are not. So again, be mindful, you know, and understand the platforms here on YouTube are really to help you guys understand, not just on this channel, but all the other ones. So on that note, no hair shaming, okay? If you like this content or you think somebody else needs to hear, don't hair shame, don't do it, then by all means play this video to help give them some context to what's behind the scenes of what they might be looking at. Well, it's obvious they're looking at something that they disagree or have an opinion about, but perhaps they'll think twice about how they want to convey what they dislike about what they see. Or again, in the spirit of freedom of speech, they can go ahead on and say whatever they want to feel and just be rude. It's up to you. But I think we can do a little bit better. As I said before, we have a greater responsibility than to ourselves, all right? Okay, thank you so very much. Peace, love, and hair. And if you ain't got no hair, don't forget to rub your beautiful bald head, because bald heads are beautiful too. Don't forget to check out my podcast at What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon on all your podcast platforms. Bye, good people.